Texas A&M absolutely positively throttled LSU.
Guess who just got murdered?
In my opinion right now, Texas A&M is the best team in the SEC. And I think of all the things that I saw across college football in week 9, what Texas A&M did, especially in the second half against LSU, that was the most impressive performance. They went into halftime trailing 18-14. They came back out and absolutely blew the doors off of LSU. This was like when the computer goes into FU mode when you're playing the college football video game, really when you're playing any video game. It was a completely different team after halftime. Marcel Reed turned into Lamar Jackson. Casey Concepcion turned into Devin Hester. LSU stopped tackling like altogether until later in that game. I think Herbie even mentioned it on the broadcast that there were fans starting to clear out completely from Tiger Stadium. What they didn't mention, but I'm sure somebody will mention at some point before long, is that Brian Kelly's buyout is something north of $52 million. I honestly did not expect we would be having this type of conversation this early in the season. I know it hasn't gone great for LSU so far this year, but wow, the turn that this thing has taken by getting blown out at home against a conference opponent like Texas A&M, I know what people say in our Discord. I know what people have sent into us via the social channels and email. I honestly cannot believe it took this turn, especially with the commitment that we saw from LSU in the offseason to beef themselves up via the transfer portal. High school recruiting has obviously still been very, very strong. There is going to be a much longer conversation about LSU football and Brian Kelly and whether this team is quitting. Fans are going to have to chime in and let me know what they think. But I know what I saw in that second half. And after they went in with a lead at halftime to come out and get destroyed the manner that they did, that was really, really upsetting and really, really disheartening about what the future of this LSU team looks like. The story here, though, should be Texas A&M. You know, it shouldn't be all doom and gloom on the LSU side. A&M was superior in all three phases. They were superior on offense, defense, and special teams. It was not the cleanest performance from Marcel Reed. He threw 2 picks, but I think it might have been the best that I've seen in a while, considering the circumstances, right? On the road, hostile environment, Tiger Stadium at night. I mean, that is a tough, tough setting to go and win a game and be this dominant. So this wasn't a game so much where they needed to lean on him as a passer, but it absolutely was a game in which he showed what he can do with his legs. And so when I joke around about him being Lamar Jackson, he's not, but he kind of looked like it in this game. He was really, really effective on the ground with his legs. And the vaunted LSU defense, which we've heard a lot about, gave up a ton of yards and a ton of points. His legs were just killer, and they didn't really have an answer for that. And defensively, like LSU was on skates here. They just could not get any momentum. They couldn't get any series of stops. Casey Concepcion just killed them with punt returns, one of which went back for a touchdown in the third quarter. So, look, it's going to get spicy here down the stretch. I think there is a very clear path for Texas A&M to continue this trajectory and find itself in the SEC title game, at a minimum, get into the playoffs. The LSU thing is, look, I've said it a couple times now, but it's going to get weird. They've got Bama in 2 weeks. That game's in Tuscaloosa. There's a good chance that is loss number 4, which potentially sets up a really interesting stage for a game to close out the year against Oklahoma, where you've got 2 teams that are vying for a 7-5 record. And I don't know if that bodes well for either coach. There's a chance one of those 2 coaches won't even be there. And I'm looking at you, Brian Kelly.